Heart of darkness, heart of darkness, heart of darkness, heart of darkness.
Hey Mike, is that a new song?
Yeah, it's going to be called A Monkey Man,
Uh-huh.
and it's for one of the films that I'm going to be making in the next few years. And the reason I got into the filmmaking was because I used to go and play music at open mics, and people weren't really listening. Everyone was chatting because it would just be a pub or a bar. And I thought, how can I get people to listen to my music? And I thought, if I put it in a film, people will listen to it.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, it's worked so far very well. Yeah.
I really like what you played for me just a little while ago. That was really good.
That's A Monkey Man. It's going to be for Monkeys in Hertford.
I look forward to seeing that.
Yeah. I've only written a summary story so far. It's not fully scripted, but I'm just in the mood to start writing some new material. So Graham, we've been in quite a few films now, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which ones? Can you list them? The ones you've been acting in?
Well, I made my first debut in Zombies.
Yeah.
And I played Reign of Legend.
In Zombies in Hertford.
It's because there's a character called Lord Plug, and he tries to destroy the human race.
And he's the cause of all the zombies, isn't he?
Yeah.
And then the character I play has a battle with him at the end, a very short one to be fair, and then there's another film with a similar sort of plot, a monster from outer space trying to take over the world, and that's the episode 1 that we made after Zombies in Hertford, the one with Mamma Mia.
Oh, Mummy's in Hertford, that was good. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah. And who did you play in that one?
I played Gawain again. What do you find challenging about making your movies?
Well, one of the things I find difficult is casting people. When I originally wrote the Zombies story, I needed actors, and I don't know any actors, or at least at that time I only knew maybe one or two, maybe only one person I knew actually said that they did any acting. So I had to just get my friends to be actors, and at the Hertford Club I started asking some of the open mic performers, my friends, if they'd be interested, and they were very interested, and so they ended up being cast as the different characters. Luckily, most of the parts people play only involve 1 or 2 scenes and don't involve a lot of lines. So if one person says they're not interested, or if someone pulls out, hopefully I can substitute them with someone else very easily. The only exception to that are the core characters of a story. So for instance, Deme, who's done a lot of acting for Halloween in Hertford, I first filmed her during Halloween 2016, and here we are 6 months later, and last night she did the last bit of main filming here in the living room, and if she'd pulled out at any point in time, my film would have been in real trouble. But she was great, and she was with it the whole way through. So some people, I really am relying on them to stay interested and motivated to carry out the project.
If there was a famous actress or actor,
Salma Hayek.
who would you like in it?
Salma Hayek, definitely.
Cool.
Yeah, sometimes some people just go off the radar, and it's quite difficult. But what's been really good about working with you, Graham, is you always turn up. You always turn up, and you always you've been working on Hitman in Hertford since what, about maybe July of last year or thereabouts. You've really been motivated. Yeah. And what bits of filmmaking do you like?
I've really enjoyed making all 3 of the films, including the one I'm in now, and it's I loved everything really about making the movies.
Do you like the special effects?
Yep.
Do you like the silly costumes you end up in?
Yep. Especially when I was dressed up as a monk once.
Can I talk about the green screen a bit?
Yep.
Well, the green screen has been great because I'm making low budget films where I can't afford to make studio sets. So what I do is I just grab a photo and develop it and change it a bit, and then I make some place that doesn't really exist be the backdrop for the actors, and the actors just stand in front of this green screen, and then my Premiere Pro software turns all the green invisible, and then it looks like they're stood in these locations. It's been great. Without it, I don't think I could have made the films. And it was my friend Chris who taught me how to use a green screen originally, and it was great because it really enabled me to do all these sci-fi stories. It's very good to be able to use green screen as well, because there are some things which are hard to do in a public place. You might need to get permission, such as the time we got a replica AK-47 assault rifle, and everything we did with it had to be indoors, and anyone coming into the premises, we had to have a sign saying you were coming onto a movie set, and had to take a lot of care with it, because if anyone saw that rifle and didn't know that it was for making a movie, they could have called the police. And in fact, had to notify the police as well that we were filming in case anyone did call in a panic. So with green screen it's great because I can just do stuff in my living room and not have to do all that extra administrative work.
What's been the favourite film of what's been like your favourite film that you've worked on, would you say?
Maybe Mummies, because I think with Zombies in Hertford I was just beginning to learn how to do it all, and there are things I would go back and do again, whereas with Mummies there's a lot less that I would be thinking, oh, I'd like to do that differently within the budget. Obviously if we had a huge budget, I'd like it to be like those Millennium Scandinavian stories where they get done the first time through and then they get someone really famous from Hollywood to sort of remake the stories, but do it with a lot more money.
Where would you like to see your films go in the next year or so, would you say?
Well, I want to improve my skill set, so my 2D animation I do with the Premiere Pro, it's okay, it allows a story to be told, but it's nothing like good Hollywood 3D CGI, things rotating in space properly. At the same time, a lot of Hollywood special effects are quite poor, depending on the film, and if I did get more budget, I would still want the films to look I would want the films to look a lot more professional if I had more money for them. I want to learn how to use some software for doing better backdrops, like maybe buying the backdrops from something like Unreal Engine, which is some software you can get with its own marketplace for different props and things, and try and develop the world that the story happens in with just much better graphics.
What would you like to do once Hitman's out the way with all?
Well, we've already made a start on Halloween in Hertford. I just wanted to make sure that Deme could do all of her scenes. I've got to get Rob to do some extra scenes. There are some actors who are so core to the story that they just have to be in it. But I've put that to one side this year to a large extent because I have to focus on Hitman in Hertford, getting that done. Then yeah, come probably August I'll be throwing my energy into the Halloween story. I've already done a soundtrack or most of the soundtrack for it. So yeah, and the script, it's a proper script, unlike Hitman in Hertford, which is just a Word document with which I'm still shuffling about. You know, Halloween in Hertford, it's really structured, and yeah, I'll be pouring energy into that.
When is Hitman coming out, would you say?
I think July.
July?
Yeah, because we need to get some footage of you and me doing whiskey in the Raj at the Hertford Castle Gardens, and get some of the audience hopefully to say, G-Man, G-Man.
It's going to be an awesome film.
Yeah, once that's in the can, we can roll out the film hopefully.
Oh.
Did you enjoy the premieres for the other 2 films?
Yep, they were really good.
I prepare a red carpet for my possession. A carpet of blood.
And hopefully at the premiere I'm going to try and sign some autographs.
Yeah, sure.
And have
I'll
like
sign the poster maybe.
And have like a meet and greet things that you could have pictures done with us.
Yeah, I think that would be phenomenal.
Are we doing Mad Lights this year?
I think so, because they're a nice bunch of people. Set up the screen for me, set up all the chairs, and the other good thing is getting the newspapers interested. And I think the newspapers are interested when we keep everything local, do the premiere local. Like there was one at Hertford Theatre for Zombies in Hertford, and the newspaper was interested in that and the red carpet that got put out.
I like that.
That made a great photo, and yeah, the Mudlarks premiere was very nice as well.
Then I like when you premiered Space Fuzz as well at the start of the premiere.
Yeah, I'm trying to find video of it because different people videoed it, but it's hard to find any now. It's a shame because that was funny.
I have a few announcements to make. One, while the film's showing, the door will be locked downstairs to stop anyone from getting out.
Is a movie making a good laugh, would you say? Or?
Yeah, definitely. I've got some outtakes where people can't breathe, they're laughing so much. And I say, can they take it much more, Captain? So... Scan the cryo unit, there may be another alien frozen there.
Oh God, I've got to try and get deadpan after this.
I think, in general, the actors turn up without knowing what their character is or what their lines are, and I get them into position, and then I say to them, right, you're this, and then I give them a line to say, and they can't believe they have to say the line, but it's too late. They're in the crosshairs, aren't they, of the camera, and people just crack up, and everyone around them is cracking up, and yeah, it's generally hysterics, really.
I remember when I first filmed, and I couldn't keep a straight face. When we done zombies.
Yeah, you've definitely come along as an actor, I'd say, because yeah, at first everything you found hilarious.
Yeah,
and
I
then,
remember that.
Then eventually you found your serious face, which is very important because the jokes are deadpan, or for my horror films, dead pandemic, and and yeah, you learned to do a very good deadpan serious face, which makes the jokes work.
I've enjoyed making the films though.
Yeah, me too.
And I hope all your future films go okay.
Yeah. I'll give you a little burst of... So this is a rough idea for the song. So it's like... Monkey Man, Yeah, just got to write the verses.
Oh.
And me, chorus.